Okay, I wanted to show what's probably the simplest, easiest, and maybe most innovative brooder idea I've come up with yet. And as you can see, this is just a pair of kiddie pools. I just cut the bottom out of this one, laid it in the bottom of that one, and put my bark in. And then 4 screws hold these together, 1 screw in each corner, little tiny screws. And so it's pretty solid. And I have right now at least 20 poults in here. I would go probably up to 25. So normally I would need 2 of the 40-gallon tanks for 25, and then after 2 weeks I would have to split them into 3 and then 4. So this would go through at least 3 weeks, I think. We'll see. So it's a good space saver, and it sure was simple. I really like having them all in one. Anyway, so this is the 24 by 36 inch Rent-A-Coop brooder plate, and with the dome cover, because otherwise they'll get up there, they'll poop on it, they'll use it to jump out. And the only thing about this brooder plate is that it runs so hot. It's really meant for out in the barn. When this room is already 80 degrees and it was just too hot for them, so I raised it up all the way. And then I actually even raised it up more with these half-inch pipe extensions. They're like just 1-inch extensions, PVC plastic pipe, half-inch diameter. And so now that's working for them. And there's a trough feeder, no lid on it yet because they're still babies, and a water dispenser. These water dispensers, as you need to raise them up, you just put another base under them, and it keeps it nice and stable. I have it on a plate just to keep it stable on the bark. It's a little bigger footprint, but this is good. It keeps a lot of the poop and the bark out of it, and the paper towels help that way too. So anyway, there's my air temp monitor. It says 84 right now with this brooder plate going, and they're very content in here, and so I really like this idea. Okay, so this pool brooder ended up only really working for about a week before they could jump out. Kind of expected that. So it went from something simple and easy to something more complicated, and ended up costing about $55. So what I ended up having to do was to go to Petco and get these smaller type of pet pools. They have this little bone on them, or PetSmart, or wherever I went. Anyway, these pet pools are a little smaller, and they fit right on the top. So what I ended up doing is buying 3 of them and cutting one totally out, so there's no rim on it at all. And then I took 2 of them and I cut them the same amount so that there's kind of a lip, and I put a piece of window screen in the middle and ended up screwing it, putting 8 screws in there. And here's how it looks on the inside. I kind of duct taped the screen and then just put it in like that, so it's nice and solid and stable, this lid, and they can't jump out. So yeah, I spent 55 bucks or so, but now I've got this thing, and it's going to work for a long time. I actually really like this thing. So anyway, ended up making a little Poult roost just out of some scraps of wood, trough feeder, and a bigger water because they will knock the little tiny ones over. So this is the 1 gallon, the type that screws in, and that's just kind of how it's set up. And they're only in here at night, so paper towels under it. It does help keep the debris out. So these guys are now about a month old. So Floyd here is going to demonstrate the size of them, and I have about 10 of them in here. I think right now 10 or 12. Normally I would have them, split up 5 to 6 per rectangular brooder, but I do have 10 or 12 of them in here now, and most of them can fit on the roost. The ones that can't end up sitting on the feeder. Unfortunately, it is what it is, but not too bad. So anyway, there is my kiddie pool brooder, and they actually like it, and I like it too, so I just thought I would demonstrate that. Just trying to show people brooder ideas that are actually easily made by the average person at home.